Hey everybody, my name is Jacob Shipley, and today I'm going to be doing a guitar tutorial for Garden Song by Phoebe Bridgers. Phoebe is one of my absolute favorite musicians, and I'm so excited to be working on this. If you haven't seen already, I posted a cover video of Garden Song a couple weeks ago. I have that linked below if you want to check it out. Cool, so the first thing that I want to start on is Phoebe is using a tenor guitar. So immediately this guitar is kind of tuned slightly differently. If we wanted to match the tuning of the original record, we are going to tune all of our strings down a whole step. So we're going to be in D, G, C, F, A, D. I'm currently in E, A, D, G, B, E. I did not tune all the way down, but if you wanted to, you could. In my video, I put a capo on the 3rd fret because I cannot sing in the keys that Phoebe Bridgers can sing in, so you put that capo wherever you want. You can sing in that original key or not. For now, I am going to be teaching this without a capo. The other thing is I think she's using a rubber bridge guitar for this, so instead of spending a lot of money and buying a rubber bridge guitar, we're going to take a rubber band and we're going to make a fake rubber bridge guitar because we don't need to spend all that money. So you're going to slide it up. And you're going to do this, and you're going to pull this all the way through. Now don't pull it too tight because you don't want to break your strings. And you're just kind of tuck that back there. And it gets you this nice rubber bridge effect. The thickness of the rubber band and the tightness of that rubber band are all going to affect the type of kind of sound that you get. So play around with the rubber bands that you want to use. It's a really easy way to get this nice muted effect. So that's how you do just kind of a fake rubber bridge. Thank you to Michael. He's an LA-based musician. I found him on TikTok. We've become friends, and he is the person who showed me that. I will link his TikTok in that bio. I'm actually going to take this off just so that we can hear a little clearer what we've got, but if you want to have that rubber bridge sound, that's how you're going to make it happen. So, Garden Song. First, I want to just quickly break down the right hand because that is constant. It is not changing. It stays the exact same, and we're using a classic form of Travis picking, very similar to what we might use in Landslide or in Dust in the Wind. So let's just take a C chord, for example, so it sounds nice. And your thumb is going to be alternating 5 and 4, and your pointer is on 3, and your middle is on 2. So your right hand is going to go thumb, pointer, thumb, middle. So it's going to be 5, 3, 4, 2. 5, 3, 4, 2. Now when you go to like a G chord where the bass is in that 6th string, your thumb is going to be alternating 6 and 4. So 6, 3, 4, 2. And what you're going to want to do is you're just going to want to practice that, get it really nice and fast until you're at about that speed, because that's about as fast as we're going to play it here in Garden Song. All right. Now that our right hand is out of the way, it doesn't change. That's the only thing you're doing the entire song. It's a lovely, lovely little repetitive pattern. Endurance is key, though. That is hard to keep up for as long as this song is, and your left hand doesn't make it any easier with some really kind of crunchy, stretchy positions. So practice, be kind with yourself. Your muscles are going to need to adapt, especially if you're a beginner or close to a beginner. Now, the other thing, the first chord that we're going to use is we're going to take our middle finger in our left hand and we're going to put it on that 2nd string 3rd fret, and we're going to take our ring finger and put it on that 4th string 4th fret. So it'll sound like this from the 5th string down. It's kind of if you take an A minor 7 and you slide it up to that 3rd fret. I kind of use that as a B minor 7 in a lot of the songs that I like to write. But we're going to use it with our middle and our ring finger here because those 2 fingers also never move throughout this entire song. Everything else is going to be using your pointer finger to change, and your thumb is going to follow where that pointer finger goes. So basically, you're using this quote-unquote B minor 7 position. Everything else is just kind of changing the bass of this chord. Some of the charts you'll see out there are trying to name every single chord. I think it's much more helpful to think of this is the chord that is constant, and then we're just changing what the bass note is. So, what are those bass notes? First is it's going to be those middle 4s. So that first is that 5th string root, open. Then you're going to take your pointer finger and put it on the 2nd fret of that 5th string. So then we're going to go to 0 on the 6th string. And remember, you want to oscillate 6 and 4 when you go down to that 6th string. And then you're going to take your pointer finger, and it's a big kind of uncomfy stretch here, and you're going to grab it all the way to that 3rd fret on that 6th string. So for all of the music nerds out there who want to know, the notes that you're playing, again, in standard tuning, everything will be tuned down a whole step if you want to match Phoebe's tuning. But the notes that you're playing in the bass are A, B, E, G. And then the notes that you're playing up here, we have a D, we have an F sharp, and then we have our G nice and open. So F sharp, G, D, and then A, B, E, G. So that's actually the order for the verse. Is you're gonna go open on the 5th, you're gonna play it 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2nd on the 5th, 2, 3, 4, 0 on the 6th, 2, 3, 4, 3 on the 5th, 2, 3, 4, and then that repeats for a really long time. It's quite fast. And what you might find is that your middle finger and ring finger start to get really tired, so just remember to stretch those out, give them nice breaks. Also, little tip, and this is going to help you with your bar chords as well if you're practicing bar chords, your thumb should always be positioned behind your pointer finger. So if you look at my hand, I've got my thumb there, and then my pointer finger's right there, so my thumb's just going to slide a little bit. Because if it's all the way over here, have you ever tried to grab something like that? It doesn't really make much sense, but if you try to grab something by pushing your pointer finger and your thumb together, it makes perfect sense. It's just how our hands kind of physiologically work. So just clock that if you're ever starting to feel really bad. Clock where your pointer finger, your thumb is in relationship to your pointer finger. Great. That's the entire verse. That's the intro. That's the interludes. It's all of that. So you've learned the entire verse. The lovely thing about our chorus is it uses those exact shapes again with one extra shape that we're going to kind of add in just for some texture. What happens here in the chorus is we start on 0 and we're going to play 0 twice. So 1, 2, and then you're going to hit the 2nd fret on that 5th string, 1, and then you're going to go back to 0. So that first kind of measure is, and then it's going to walk down to that 3rd fret on that 6th string, and then you hang there for a full 4, then you'll go to 0 for 4, and then you'll go back to that 3 for 4, and then you'll do it again. So that is the main kind of figure that she's using in this chorus. And just soloing what the bass sounds like there, because everything else is staying the same. The bass sounds like this. Great. Now, the only other thing that's happening is that little crunchy section where she goes, in the 2nd chorus, she goes, I got everything I wanted. Which is, you're gonna go 0, 1, 2. Which is a really nice big stretch to get up there, but it adds a little bit of that crunch, putting in that B flat, that A sharp note right there. And then we go back to our 0 on that 6th, and then 3. So now what I want to do is I want to play through just that first chorus so you can hear what this sounds like with all of these changes in the voice, and so you can follow along. So we're going to hang on this 3, and then I'll come in with the voice. And the lyrics are, I don't know when you got taller. And we're going to come in on that 0 and, I don't know when you got taller. So on the word when, that's when we switch back to that 0 and we start that new pattern. So we're going to hang on this 3 and I'll cue you in. I don't know when you got taller, see our reflection in the water, off the bridge at the Huntington. I hopped the fence when I was 17. So on that word 17, that's when you're going to be hitting this first fret. Teen. Then I knew what I wanted. And then you go right back into the verse for that. The second chorus's timing is slightly different. Go watch that cover video that I did for the exact timing. I also take a little break right before each chorus. Gives my hands a break. It's also kind of a nice little emotional moment, I think. So if you're ever struggling to play this song all the way through, pause right before those choruses. Give yourself a little bit of silence. Give yourself a little bit of rest in your left and your right hands, and that's going to help you play it all the way through without stopping and to build up that endurance so that you don't actually have to stop. Awesome. That is the entire song, Garden Song by Phoebe Bridgers. It's a really repetitive thing. I think, again, the biggest thing here is endurance. So remember to stretch out your fingers. Remember where your thumb position is in relationship to your pointer in your left hand. And take those breaks if you ever need them. If you like this video, if you want to see more from me, hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be continuing to put out more tutorial videos and cover videos. I would love for you to join along. If you liked it, hit that like button. And let me know in the comments if you want to see some more Phoebe tutorials, if you want to see some more covers, or if there's any other artists that you want to learn the songs to. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon.